Today our topic is why you should practice voluntary discomfort. Life is full of challenges, and sometimes we face difficulties that we cannot control. But what if I told you that you can actually choose to face discomfort on purpose? This might sound strange, but practicing voluntary discomfort is one of the most powerful ways to build strength, resilience, and peace of mind. Let me explain why. Imagine you are walking in the rain without an umbrella. Most people would feel annoyed or upset. But what if you decided to enjoy the rain instead? What if you chose to see it as a chance to feel alive, to connect with nature, or to remind yourself that you can handle tough situations? This is the idea behind voluntary discomfort. It is about choosing to face small challenges so that you can handle bigger ones more easily. It is not about making your life harder for no reason. It's about preparing yourself for the ups and downs of life. Think about it. Life is unpredictable. No matter how much we plan, things can go wrong. You might lose your job, face a health problem, or go through a difficult relationship. These are things we cannot always control. But what we can control is how we react to them. By practicing voluntary discomfort, you train your mind and body to stay calm and strong, even when things get tough. Let me give you an example. Have you ever skipped a meal because you were too busy? Or maybe you chose to sleep on the floor instead of a soft bed. These are small acts of discomfort, but they teach you something important. They teach you that you can survive without comfort. They remind you that you are stronger than you think. The ancient Stoic philosophers believed in this idea. They said that by practicing discomfort, we can free ourselves from the fear of losing comfort. For example, the Stoic philosopher Seneca used to wear old clothes and eat simple food, even though he was rich. He did this to remind himself that he did not need luxury to be happy. He wanted to be ready for any situation, even if he lost everything. This is a powerful lesson. In our modern world, we are surrounded by comfort. We have warm houses, fast food, and smartphones that give us everything we need. But this comfort can make us weak. It can make us dependent on things that we might not always have. What would happen if you lost your phone for a day? Or if you had to live without electricity for a week? For many people, this would feel like a disaster. But if you practice voluntary discomfort, you can learn to live without these things. You can discover that you do not need them to be happy. Another reason to practice voluntary discomfort is that it helps you appreciate what you have. When you always have everything you want, you start to take it for granted. You stop noticing how lucky you are. But when you choose to go without something, even for a short time, you start to see its value. For example, if you fast for a day, you will appreciate your next meal much more. If you walk instead of driving, you will notice the beauty of the world around you. Voluntary discomfort helps you see the small joys in life that you might otherwise miss. It also helps you build mental strength. Life is full of challenges, and sometimes we feel like giving up. But if you practice discomfort, you learn to push through hard times. You learn that you can handle more than you think. This is important because it builds confidence. When you know that you can survive without comfort, you feel less afraid of the future. You know that no matter what happens, you will be okay. Let me give you another example. Imagine you are training for a marathon. Running long distances is hard. It hurts. But every time you push through the pain, you become stronger. You learn that you can do things you never thought possible. This is the same with voluntary discomfort. Every time you choose to face a small challenge, you become a little stronger. You prepare yourself for the bigger challenges that life will bring. Voluntary discomfort also teaches you to focus on what really matters. In our modern world, we are often distracted by things that do not matter. We worry about having the latest phone, the nicest clothes, or the most followers on social media. But these things do not bring true happiness. They are just temporary pleasures. By practicing discomfort, you learn to focus on what is important. You learn to value things like health, relationships, and personal growth. These are the things that bring lasting happiness. Another benefit of voluntary discomfort is that it helps you build empathy. When you choose to live without comfort, even for a short time, you understand what it is like for people who do not have these comforts. For example, if you choose to sleep on the floor, you might think about people who do not have a bed. If you fast for a day, you might think about people who do not have enough food. This can make you more grateful and more willing to help others. It can also make you more humble. You realize that you are not better than anyone else just because you have more things. You start to see that true wealth is not about what you have, but about who you are. Now, you might be wondering how to start practicing voluntary discomfort. The good news is that it does not have to be hard. You can start with small things. For example, you can take a cold shower instead of a hot one. You can walk or bike to work instead of driving. You can skip dessert or eat a simple meal. You can turn off your phone for a few hours and spend time alone with your thoughts. These are all small acts of discomfort, but they can have a big impact. Over time, you can challenge yourself more. You can try fasting for a day, sleeping on the floor, or spending a weekend without electricity. The key is to start small and build up. Remember, the goal is not to punish yourself. The goal is to build strength and resilience. Finally, I want to remind you that practicing voluntary discomfort is not about giving up comfort forever. It is about learning to live without it when you need to. It is about being prepared for whatever life throws at you. It is about finding peace and happiness no matter what happens. So, the next time you face a small challenge, do not run away from it. Embrace it. See it as an opportunity to grow. Remember, life is not always easy, but you are stronger than you think. By practicing voluntary discomfort, you can build the strength and resilience you need to face anything. Thank you